Hey there everyone, it's your friendly neighborhood Lord Frigid here with another episode of Aether Raid's Offense. I do apologize for this upload being about a day later than I was wanting it to be. I had some difficulty with the strategy commentary on the second battle. It was a pretty difficult one, as you will see when we actually get in there. It's also a pretty nice showcase for Altina. Now, I am very, very happy that they released an offense-oriented mythic hero that is capable of fighting on the enemy phase. It's really quite nice. Altina brings a couple things to raiding parties depending on how you go about it. The first thing is you can actually build a raiding party around her. In fact, she is the easiest offense-focused mythic hero to build a raiding party around. Like, theoretically, yeah, if you stacked up enough wards, you could roll with Air or Naga, but it's not really, it's too much effort, in my opinion. Whereas Altina, you just kind of stick her in there and you go. Like, she prefers Brave Lucina on the back line, but it's not really necessary. And if you do that, if you build a team around her, then that opens up a team slot for utility, like a refresher, a healer, something like that. And I was honestly surprised when I flicked through my raiding parties, like, wow, not very many of these actually have a refresher on them. So that's really nice. The other thing she can do, if you're not building around her, she just becomes this self-sufficient backup strategy. Like, if something goes wrong, if something goes awry, and obviously you hope that nothing goes wrong, you can fall back to Altina and actually be reasonably confident that she can get the job done. She is very self-sufficient. She provides herself with a field buff and a combat buff. Her base kit is basically just perfect for the role. Really, the only setup that I wouldn't put her on is a super tank setup, because those generally benefit more from a defense bonus than from an attack bonus. I mean, unless you're just running triple mythic for whatever reason, then yeah, I guess you could probably squeeze her in there. But yeah, that's my take on Altina. So with that said, let's go ahead and just get right into these battles. So this is the first map, and it's reasonably threatening, I guess. Nothing special. In keeping with my latest trend of analyzing a map's space control to determine where the weak points are, I think this map has pretty strong space control in this area, just shy of where Veronica's range ends, because that's where you're going to get the most range overlap. I do want to stress, though, that there is one big exception, and that's if you put a unit here, because now you have created a choke point blocking the enemy from reaching your units, so you can safely put supporting allies at a nice, safe 2-space distance in these locations. So that's the first big weakness that I see with this map. Continuing on with the threat range analysis, as long as you don't block up this choke point, and if Legendary Alm receives Azura's Refresh, then this map threatens this space reasonably well. Brave Bow, Lunar Flash, Flashing Blade, I mean, it's nothing to sneeze at, but it's not exactly the greatest thing in the world. You're not going to get any dedicated ranged tanks falling to that sort of thing. I guess if somebody's not expecting it and places a unit there, they could be caught off guard by that. But a lot of Legendary Alm's damage output actually comes from Luna Arc, I think, especially against dedicated ranged tanks. So losing that is a bit of a big deal. But hey, if it works, it works. And finally, this map does not control this space very well at all, and that's actually a really big problem. Essentially, you are opening up this space as a backdoor for a ranged unit to just snipe race in, and then as long as it can tank 2 shots from Veronica, or 2 hits from Veronica, and then Ophelia and Legendary Alm, you're good to go. And it's not exactly hard to do for a dedicated range tank, especially when the team is using field buffs. Like, it's mostly relevant for my case, because I actually use offensive structures and I have a panic mana right there, and that's the weakness that I take advantage of in my own approach. So let's go ahead and get into that. So this one's a job for the Flora raiding party. My plan is basically to just march up the right-hand side and snipe Racin. Flora's color advantage gives her enough attack to actually one-shot him, which is very, very nice. So let me just get started here, break a couple things.
Show me the way.
And once I have sniped Racin from the spot where that tactics room is right now, then Flora will be in range of Veronica, Ophelia, and Alm, so they'll all attack her on the enemy phase.
What should I do?
Technically, I guess she's also in range of the Reinhardt, but realistically, Veronica takes up the only space that he could possibly attack her from. So she's not really in any danger from him. Not that it should matter. I really don't think it makes a difference.
What do you
She
need?
would probably survive him either way. But that's real. Why?
Understood.
Okay.
Yes. Yes?
Put Naga and Nana in a position to get Flora buffs. And Flora should be able to pull this off
At
here.
your service.
Oh,
What is your desire?
oh, she has steady posture. It's okay. I can just
Victory.
bump up Lucina. Give her the Garrett and grab attack effects.
Your orders.
Break the Aether Fountain while I'm here. And Nana just below.
It will be done. Show me the way.
I'll put her right here. Maximally safe positioning, just in case. So yeah, Veronica attacks first, gets immediately refreshed. And after that, it's the moment of truth where we see the power of attack smoke plus panicked attack buff. Oh yeah, 9 out of Alm. Let's see what happens with Ophelia. 0. Okay. Nice. I like that. We take those. Oh, Veronica got
What do
debuffed.
you need?
She is one-shot range now. Nice. Okay, so
What's next?
now I reposition Flora into the range of Reinhardt. I am expecting to take a little
is
bit of
your
damage from
desire?
Reinhardt just because Moonbow
What
on
should I do?
Flora's level of res is going to do something. But I'll see how much. 12. Devastating. Okay, and now I just need to figure out how to get to Azura here. So, gosh.
Your orders.
Break the healing tower.
What
Pump
is
up
your
Flora.
desire? At your service.
Oh, she one-shots. Neato. Not so bad at all. Alright, this is the second map, and it is much more threatening looking than the first one. All these units' enemies' stat lines are very real and very scary. I actually had to do a double check, like, wait a minute here. Are these units fully merged? They are? Okay. So, space control. This map controls this space very well, especially the portion kind of on the left. Alm and Ophelia can both reach that under their own power, and Julia can reach this space, or Duma can, I guess, with a refresh. So that's a pretty big danger zone. If you're going to place a tank there, they better be pretty darn tanky. It controls these two spaces, not as well. You're going to get hit by probably 2 units if you put a unit either here or here. And I'd like to actually take a bit to discuss the mechanics of what happens there. So if you put a unit here, well, the first thing that happens is Ophelia rallies Alm and gets immediately refreshed by Micaiah. Then Alm moves forward and attacks your unit, and then Duma moves. If Duma moves down and to the left, diagonally, then he'll receive Azura's refresh and attack you as well. If he moves straight down or down and to the right, then he's out of range of Azura, and Ophelia moves. Ophelia is obviously going to be in range of Azura, so she will receive a refresh and attack your unit in that case as well. So you're taking an attack either from Alm and Ophelia or from Alm and Duma. There is actually one exception, and one exception only, and that is if you can disrupt Duma's armored boots. The easiest ways to do that would be through a long-range out-of-combat damage option. I'm talking like Scotty or Hector Dressed Up Duo special ability. That will cause Duma to only move 1 space when he advances, and that means that he will get the refresh from Azura, and then kind of awkwardly just advance 1 more space and be like, hey guys, come kill me. So that's scenario 1. Now let's talk about scenario 2, where you put a unit here on the edge of Julia's range. And this, I was saving this for later because it gets pretty complicated pretty quickly. It depends a lot on how the AI chooses to move and how the defender placed his team members in the slots on his defense team screen, which obviously, as the attacker, you don't know that. But there's really 2 primary factors in how the AI handles this situation. The first factor is whether or not you applied a debuff or status effect to Julia, and the second factor is whether you disrupted Duma's armored boots. Now, if you did neither of those things, then Julia moves down and attacks you, then Duma moves forward, and that's where then it gets tricky, because theoretically, Alm could move diagonally and downward to the right, get a refresh from Azura, and then a rally from Ophelia. And then, when Micaiah goes in to refresh Ophelia, now both Alm and Ophelia are in position to attack your unit. Is that likely? No, I don't think it is. I actually did a mock-up of this map with my own units, stat lines were all much lower, but whatever. And I couldn't get Alm to move diagonally. He always moved in a cardinal direction, and in fact, in most cases, he just moved down one space and broke the block, because, I don't know, I guess he has a thing against blocks. But I don't know. I don't know that he does that in all scenarios, so the most responsible thing for me to do is to just assume the worst case, and that is both Alm and Ophelia will attack your unit. The upside to this case is that the first unit to attack is the one with hardy bearing, Julia, and unless you pulled a dumb and stuck a low-res blue dragon there, she's probably not killing you. So what you can do is have a vantage sweeper there, and Julia puts them into vantage range, and at that stage, it doesn't even matter if both Alm and Ophelia attack, because they're both just going to get taken out by vantage. Now, in the other three combinations of the two main factors, whether you debuffed Julia and whether you disrupted Armored Boots, you are going to be attacked by Julia and one of Alm or Ophelia. And which one it is just really depends on how Ophelia chooses to rally and how the refreshers choose their targets. And again, I strongly believe that you should just assume worst case. You should just assume that whichever one of those two you don't want to be attacking your unit, that's the one who's going to be performing the attack. So those two ways are the primary approaches that I can see being viable for this map. Another option, you could break all the structures up the right-hand side and have a Vantage Sweeper KO Julia from here or here, depending on if your Vantage Sweeper is melee or ranged. And that should, I mean, the big thing is it keeps you away from Micaiah. That's the dangerous part. And outside of that, I mean, you're going to be pretty hard-pressed to Gale Force it because Special Fighter on Duma and Guard on Julia inhibit your unit's Gale Force cooldown rate, unless your weapon's name is Creator Sword or something. But yeah, that's really all I've got to say about this map, so I'm going to go ahead and get right into my personal approach to it. So I am going to be sending in the Altina raiding party. I figure that's probably the best way to not get horribly murdered by this scary, scary-looking team. My plan is completely dashed because I forgot I had a tactics room there. Okay. Shoot. Well, my plan was to stick Altina at the edge of Julia's range. And the reason for doing that is that Julia's range, as long as you don't have a tactics room inhibiting her movement, it extends one tile beyond Duma and Alms, which makes it really easy to just pick her off, which is kind of weird. Like, you generally want to protect your hardy bearing unit so you don't get vantage swept like I was wanting to do here. But I can't do that anymore. Okay, goodness. I really hate situations like this, where I'm like recording the battle, and I have to balance actually winning the battle with not taking forever to do it. I still need to break these buildings up the right-hand side. I don't think I can stick Altina in range anymore, because, yeah, Alm's just going to attack her first. And after she takes a hit from Alm, no way is she going to be able to deliver a hit from Julia.
Your orders.
Can I test this trap, actually?
Best
I wonder
wishes.
if I can do that. Because then, if I can get some, get Altina into vantage range right off the bat, I can maybe make something happen with that. So, yeah, because then I could actually attack Julia, and then just use a refresh to get out of Micaiah's range. So maybe I think I should test this. Or, oh wait, can I do that?
Yes?
Well, regardless, let's get heal on Azura, start charging up that miracle in case I need it, and, oh yeah, no, I can't do that. To test the trap, I would need to move Altina up here, refresh her with Azura, and then smite her in with Naga. And as it stands, there's no way for me to safely have Altina move out and get repositioned to safety by Lucina. Now, if I'd broken the Hot Spring and the Right Shrine, then that would have worked. But honestly, well, one, I'm not sure I even had time for that to begin with. And two, there's no guarantee that that trap is real. So it was a pretty harebrained scheme to begin with, I think. This is a real testament to how frustrating the situation is. Like, this is absolutely not the team you want your primary plan to just fail on.
Understood.
You have my trust.
Okay. I think, what do I do? Do I put Altina up in the top right corner? I can definitely do that. Okay, so I have some time. It's not like it's not like it's already turned 5 or anything.
What is your desire?
I think I'm gonna. Is that safe though? I might lose Lucina if I do that. Unless I just don't have Lucina anywhere near her. that is, I suppose that is an option. I think the only who would be attacking her? I'm pretty sure it would just be Julia, maybe Ophelia, but probably not. So Julia's the only one hard to bury, and she still dies first.
Show me the way.
But can Altina alone handle that?
You have my trust.
I don't know. I don't trust. I don't trust. So, but what else am I gonna do? Right. Could I? Oh wait. Maybe I could chip Duma. Chip Duma with Nana. That gets rid of the threatening special charges. I don't really care about not getting rid of Micaiah's Luna because, I mean, ideally, she should not be attacking Altina because by the time she attacks Altina, by the time she actually moves up far enough, the other enemies will have attacked her at least once already, which means she's almost dead, and Don Suzu will make it so that she would die whether she got looted or not. But if I hit Duma, that gets rid of his armored boots. It gets rid of the special charges that I care about. And then I can do some double reposition maneuver with Altina and Lucina. And that puts Altina in range of Alm and Julia. And then I guess maybe Ophelia as well.
What should I do?
Depending on how the refreshing scheme goes. Yeah, let's try this. So if I reposition there, and then get Azura out of the way here.
Best wishes.
Oh wait. If Ophelia receives a refresh from Azura after moving 2 spaces, she's going to be able to hit Azura and Lucina. Wait, did she just rally Micaiah? Well, now she's going to rally Duma. Did my bacon just get saved by this person's slot order? Wait. Oh, actually, no, it didn't. Never mind. False alarm. False alarm. She was going to rally Duma anyway because Julia needed it. Okay, that makes me feel a lot better. My bacon did not just get saved by this person's slot order. Okay.
Your orders.
And turn 6, that's fine. That's actually, I'm very relieved. I am very, very relieved that this is going to work out.
Of course.
So I just need to do, I just need to wait it out, basically. Okay, I'll put Azura here just for the tribe, or the goad. Well, I'm the drive technically. Get Azura down, and then now to finish things off, to finish off this nightmare, I can break the Aether and with Nana and take out Micaiah with Altina. Whew! Scary. And that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Aether Raid's Offense. And I'm thinking that the next one is probably going to be in 2 weeks at the tail end of next Astra season, like always. However, we did just get a new light mythic hero in Peony, so that might allow me to switch up my raiding parties enough to actually get some variety in my battles. And if that happens, well, I don't know. We'll see. Regardless, as always, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.